Whether VK Shashikala or O Selvam have the numbers will be decided only when they are allowed to conduct a floor test. Now that has already been suggested to the Governor Vidyasagar Rao by Attorney General Mukul Rohatgi. But does Shashikala even have a stab at power, or will this man behind these gates here, O Selvam, just sail through unopposed? That is what is going to be decided today. Good morning. We're coming to you live from outside O Selvam's house in Chennai. I'm Padmaja Joshi, and over the next 30 minutes, we bring you up to speed with what to expect from the Supreme Court and why this day is so critical for VK Shashikala, for O Selvam, and also for the legacy of Jayalalitha. Now, this is a 66 crore disproportionate assets case that has hung fire for more than the last 2 decades. The decision, the verdict in this particular case was reserved last year by a 2-judge bench. Finally, it is going to be pronounced today. And if Shashikala is convicted in this case, it means that she won't even get a chance to prove her majority on the floor of the House, because she will be disqualified from doing so.
If the judgment goes against you, then what will be your future?
Nothing, because this is only the appeal. I hope, because appeal matter, what will be happen? They have to, that definitely Supreme Court will give very good verdict. All are we are definitely we will get. We are ready to celebrate that.
And my final question, sir. Of course, it's late at night, so I'll not be stopping you further. Now. Madam is here, so definitely tomorrow's case is coming. So any discussion happened on this legal issue also? What stand the AIADMK party will take, and how, if something goes wrong, what will be the alternate of the party?
Tomorrow, this verdict, because only the final judgment coming tomorrow, we hope, because already I have told you, no acquittal. We no thought of negative thing, positive only. Definitely, we will get good judgment. Tomorrow is AIADMK day. We are going to celebrate the day. Amma will be the Chief Minister. Definitely, this Governor also, Excellency Governor also waiting for this result. We will get good result. Then Governor will invite. Then she will be the Chief Minister.
We also earlier spoke to senior lawyer Ram Jethmalani about whether Shashikala even stands a chance, and whether the Governor was within his rights, whether the delay in asking for a floor test was justified or not. Here's what he told us.
Your thoughts on the unfolding crisis in Tamil Nadu and the Governor's approach so far? He hasn't invited Shashikala despite her staking claim to form the next government. Do you believe this is inappropriate? Do you believe the Governor is acting in the manner he must?
You see, it is the constitutional duty of the Governor to give a complete opportunity to anyone who claims to be a qualified Chief Minister at the present moment, by reason of having sufficient number of voters in his or her favor. And I don't see why this simple exercise is receiving this kind of a unfortunate appearance of a big, terrible controversy that is going on.
What evidence is there to suggest that Shashikala is the chosen heir? At every opportunity when Jayalalitha was supposed to decide who would step in when she wasn't available, she made O Selvam in charge.
According to me, this question is being unnecessarily made a complicated question, which is so easy to solve. After all, there is no doubt that Shashikala has also some kind of a standing in the population of the state. And if this was also the desire and the expressed desire, I mean, I am assuming from press reports that this was the report, this was the desire of the deceased lady, then give some trial to it, that's all. And how long will it last?
All right, so imagine how widespread this entire action, today's verdict and its ramifications are going to be. One person affected will be O Selvam, who is behind these walls here in Chennai. This is outside his house. Joining us from outside Poise Garden, the house of Shashikala now, erstwhile house of Jayalalitha Vedanilayam. Akshita is joining us live from there. We also have Ashish joining us from outside the Golden Bay Resort, which is where 119 MLAs have been kept sequestered by Shashikala over the last almost a week. And finally joining us from outside the Supreme Court is my colleague Anusha. And I have to come to you first, Anusha. There was a fair bit of confusion yesterday when it was said that the AG has recommended that a composite floor test be done. But before I come to that question, tell us about the case today. 10:30 for sure, first case listed. We are going to hear something by by what time?
Well, Padmaja, 10:30 a.m. it is, and that's when the Supreme Court will pronounce not only about the fate of the legacy of late Jayalalitha, but also about Sasikala and her political legacy. Today at 10:30 a.m. the judgment will be pronounced by a bench led by Justice Ghosh and Amitav Roy, and that's the time that is fixed, the first matter listed today this morning. As far as your second question goes about the Attorney General's opinion, we must understand that whenever the Office of Attorney General is going to put forward its suggestion or any sort of opinion, it has to be irrespective of the Supreme Court verdict, the best case scenario which may happen. So the best case scenario here for Sasikala is that, she might get a reprieve from the Supreme Court and she's still one of the contenders. Clearly, if she is, convicted by the top court, she will not be in the race anymore. She will have to put any other political representative or someone who supports her from the party. But the best case scenario is that she gets some sort of relief from the Supreme Court and she's still contesting, and hence a composite floor test. As we've been repeatedly pointing out, the thinking behind is that the centre does not want to be appearing to be siding with any of the factions of this political party. Hence, the old formula which was tested about 25 years ago in the case of Uttar Pradesh, that is being tried here in the form of a composite floor test. Back to you, Padmaja.
All right, next stop is going to be Ashish at Golden Bay. Did any of those MLAs get any sleep at all? And more importantly, what about Shashikala? Yesterday she said, I'm extremely confident we're all going to have a very good day tomorrow. But is that really the truth, or did she have a nervous, sleepless night? What are you hearing from your sources?
Padmaja, very good morning from my side. We are reporting from Golden Bay Resort. What we are learning from our sources that yesterday Shashikala, the General Secretary of AIDMK, she went for an early sleep at around 10. She was on bed, and later on all those MLAs and ministers also went for sleep. So nothing short of sleepless night so far we are getting. But yes, now sleepless police post and the security in and around this resort and the entire area, almost 20 kilometers from left and right on the entire east coastal road on which this resort is located, completely has been increased. Of course, police personnel are more vigilant now. They had a sleepless night because almost over 700 police personnel has been deployed. Special Tamil Nadu police personnel are on duty. Security is increased completely. The entire area, the entire east coast road which leads to Golden Bay Resort is completely sanitized. Police personnel are checking identity card, and after proper verification only they are allowing anyone to travel toward the Golden Bay Resort. So definitely here the Tamil Nadu government, they know, the police personnel are aware that today is a big judgment day, and that's why they have increased the security. Earlier also we reported, India Today reported that how Chennai City Commissioner, Police Commissioner had issued advisory and had instructed the junior to investigate and to identify all those persons who may bring trouble post judgment or post judgment. So definitely police is more vigilant. If we talk about what's happening now at the resort, almost all the MLAs and all the persons are confident that they'll be getting a favorable verdict from the Supreme Court, and they are saying, they are showing their confidence that definitely they very soon they'll be going to form the government. And Yes, there are slight nervousness on the cadres, on the junior leaders
All right,
and
Ashish,
the
so you have
supporters,
additional security
basically.
there at the Golden Bay Resort, but they're wondering if it is to keep intruders outside or whether to keep those who are already inside confined to that place, given that there's some late night dramatic escapes have happened even yesterday. Akshita, yesterday, of course, Shashikala stayed away from Poise Garden, but over the last few days, we've seen an attempt on her part to try and ratchet up support in her favor, to show the people, to show the world that the Aam Janta, the cadre, the rank and file was still with her. To that end, there was an effort made to bus in, to get in more and more people outside Poise Garden. What kind of activity, if at all, you're seeing there today?
Let me just show you around Padmaja. Zero activity really, no supporters have gathered here. However, you do see a lot of security present here. The cops are leaving nothing to chance. We don't really have any information at this point on whether Sashikala Natarajan will be returning home before the DA case verdict. But it's clear that the police are leaving nothing to chance. You know, over the last few days, you've been here at Poise Garden as well. You've seen, you know, how empty it's been, the lack of supporters, especially when you compare to the times when, when you see such a case happen during Jayalalitha's time, the kind of crowds that would gathered here and the kind of screams, the slogans that were being raised for Jayalalitha. But over the last few days, I think we've seen a shift as far as Sashikala's strategy also is concerned. She's become a lot more media friendly, a lot more open to the public. And I think these are steps being taken by a very, very nervous General Secretary of the AIADMK to really reach out to the people. I've also got Pramod Madhav with me. Early start for all of us here. Pramod, it's an important day for the people of Tamil Nadu and really for the entire country. What are you hearing from your sources? Are we expecting Sashikala Natarajan back here at Poise Garden? Do you think that it's got more to do with hiding from the media glare with the DA case verdict, not so much to really interact with the MLAs, her sleepover really at the Golden Bay Resort?
Well, I don't know if Sashikala has slept or not, but whole of Tamil Nadu did not have a proper sleep. We were still constantly monitoring it because this particular case and the verdict could mean a kind of a huge change when it comes to the politics of Tamil Nadu. And apparently Sashikala deciding to stay in Golden Bay Resort yesterday night for the first time since the MLAs have been there for almost 5 days is also raising a lot of questions. We're coming to know various other steps are being taken as well, pro and against. What if she's convicted? What if she's acquitted? We know that if she's acquitted, she's going to bring out all the MLAs paraded for the governor and she's going to form the government. Even today, that is what they've prepared it for. In just 2 hours, they can do it, it seems. And if she's convicted, they have to go with a secondary leader. Most probably the name we are hearing right now is Edappadi Palaniswamy because Sengottayan has already been made as a presidium chairman. So that is a development over there. But in OPS, it's an entirely different situation. And we also saw one MLA yesterday who claims that he escaped from the resort. That is a really, really amusing part where he said that he adorned a kind of a different dress, jumped over a compound wall. He's giving juicy information as to how he escaped from the resort, and that too when Sashikala entered the resort. Now ADMK Sashikala camp has not given any answer to this particular Mr. Saravanan's claim. But still, we are waiting for just 2 more hours. We are going to get the verdict, and probably from there we know how this is going to take what kind of turn it might take.
Okay, so for the OPS camp, Padmaja, it's essentially wait and watch. Sashikala is prepared for either eventuality. As Pramod told us, they've got Mr. Palaniswamy, who is the backup leader in case Sashikala is convicted. If she's acquitted, immediately it'll be a show of strength, a show of solidarity, and they will parade their power in front of the governor.
I don't understand Tamil.
The stakes are high for all sides in the AIA-DMK civil war. So far, the numbers seem to be on Sasikala's side, and the public mood seems to be in favour of O. Selvam. But uncertainty remains. As a 2-judge bench, including Justice P.C. Ghosh and Justice Amitav Roy, prepare to seal Sasikala's fate, 4 possible scenarios emerge. If the Supreme Court upholds the High Court's acquittal judgment, it implies that there will be no disqualification for Sasikala, and she can take oath as Tamil Nadu Chief Minister immediately. If the Supreme Court sets aside the High Court's judgment and upholds the trial court's ruling, then Sasikala stands convicted again and will be disqualified for at least 10 years and won't be able to contest elections. In the third possible scenario, the Apex Court may send the case back to Karnataka High Court. Such a move would automatically mean that the High Court's acquittal is automatically set aside, which would in turn mean that the special court's judgment convicting Sasikala is restored, barring her from contesting elections. The two judges on the bench are writing separate judgments in the case. This increases the possibility of a fourth scenario where the verdict is split. In such a case, the CJI is likely to refer the case to another judge or to a larger bench consisting of 3 judges. This would mean that the entire matter will be reheard. A window opens up for Sasikala as a composite floor test might become the next possibility. Attorney General Mukul Rohatgi has already advised Governor Vidyasagar Rao that he must swear in Sasikala and call for a floor test as soon as possible. In 1998, Supreme Court judgment in the Jagdambika Pal case saw similar colour, when the apex court ordered a floor test in the assembly to determine who among Pal and Kalyan Singh had majority for Chief Ministership of Uttar Pradesh. And now it's judgment day for Sasikala, and the highly anticipated verdict will be a game changer in Tamil Nadu's war for throne. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, let's just tell you that in that particular case, the Jagdambika Pal versus Kalyan Singh, ultimately it was Kalyan Singh who had ended up proving his majority. Well, let's just see if that precedent is repeated again this time around. That's it then in this edition of our special broadcast. But through the day leading up to 10:30 a.m. you'll have the most extensive coverage right here on India Today with the biggest reporting team right here on ground, along with the sharpest legal minds. Don't miss it.